I came out because, it is very important for us as Palestinians, as also the people who came out to make announcement about Balfour Declaration and what is the effect of Balfour Declaration on the Palestinian people since 1917 up to this moment.
We are standing with all the association, with everybody today to say Palestine should be free.
I came here today because I don't agree with the Balfour Declaration, and I think that the government should change and they should apologize to Palestine. My mom's dad used to live in Palestine, in Jaffa, and then he had to leave, and he left to Syria.
Your voice is the response to Theresa May, who added insult to injury by celebrating Balfour Declaration.
As a British person, I feel that it's appalling that the British government is celebrating the Balfour Declaration as if it was an unalloyed good thing, that it's something to be proud of, whereas we can all see, if you only need to read the history, and you can see that it led to an absolute catastrophe for the Palestinian people who had no role in previous Jewish suffering. Of course, it's nothing to do with Jews versus Muslims, it's to do with the British Empire and its interests at the time. It wasn't a charitable act because the leaders of the British Empire loved Jewish people. On the contrary, most of them were quite consciously anti-Semitic, and they thought it would be great if they could get rid of the Jews by shifting them out to Palestine. Here particularly because I'm one of the many Jews in this country who do understand that history and don't want to be seen to celebrate the oppression of another people.
Everything that's happening now in Israel-Palestine has its origins, particularly with the Balfour Declaration. I first went to Palestine in 1963, and while I was traveling in that part of the world, I read a book by a man called Edward Atiyah. He's a Lebanese historian, and I learned for the first time how my country, Britain, had betrayed the Palestinians. I read about the Balfour Declaration, and it was that feeling of shame that prompted me to go and look for work in Palestine. I went to Gaza and worked there for 2 years in the camp clinic in Khan Yunis, and the woman who's my wife went to Jabalia and she was working in the clinic there of UNRWA. More and more people are beginning to understand that there is a great injustice, that our country, Britain, has been largely responsible for initiating.
Balfour promised to help establish a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine while pledging that nothing would prejudice the rights of the existing non-Jewish communities, a reference to the Palestinian Arabs, who then made up the vast majority of the population. 100 years on, the second part of Britain's pledge has still not been fulfilled, and Britain's historic role means we have a special responsibility to the Palestinian people who are still denied their basic rights.
Balfour put me in a difficult situation. I lived and raised in very difficult circumstances in the Gaza Strip, unable to travel freely, to enjoy my basic human rights, and also I witnessed a lot of operations on the Gaza Strip.
The future for Palestine should be safe. It should be how it was before the Balfour Declaration.
Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!